Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Eudaimonia and this webinar on purpose. So, as we're waiting for the others to join us, if you can type in where are you calling in from, I can see a few lovely names, and also why you joined this webinar. So, where are you joining us from, and why you joined this webinar? Let me know in the chat. So if you go down to the chat, you'll see two signs. I'm just going to mention it now. Yes, things are coming. Tassos Kostivas, hello from London. Thanks for the invite for this exciting session. Welcome on board, Tasso. Thank you so much. Sophia, hi there. London, Ontario. Hey, wonderful. Canada. So where are you calling from and what you're hoping to get out of today? Ioannis from London. Thomas from France. Here to learn. Yo. Georgia from Thessaloniki, beautiful. Joe, that was the word you couldn't pronounce before. Paul from the UK. Sophia, saw your TED Talks. Artemis, hello from Athens, but I live in Liverpool, beautiful. Jenny, hi, lovely to be here, joining from just the west of London, UK. Heard exciting things about this. Yo, I hope you enjoy today. Excellent. So start them coming through. Fodini from Athens, Mary from Manchester. Beautiful. We touch a little bit of North. Eleni. This is Eleni. I live and work in London, but I'm Greek. Do you have Greek origins too? Yes, I do. I'm an architect. I joined a big organization after working for years in smaller practices. Well done, girl. Woohoo. Linda from London, Ontario as well. So your TED Talk, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I was very nervous at that one. Hopefully not as nervous today. Come and tell us where you're from, if you're just joined, and what are you hoping to get out of today while we're getting to know each other. In the meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my handles for anyone who doesn't know me yet or hasn't connected with me. If you told us where you're from, hello. Hayan, do I pronounce it correctly? From Berlin, here to start taking steps on my career fulfillment. Yes, this is the right place to start. So these are some of my handles. So connect with me on social while you're waiting. If you're new, just let us know where you're from and where you're calling in from and what you're hoping to get out of today. And I should remind you, take out your notepads and a pen. You may learn things that nobody else will teach you. So make sure you take notes and keep some of your reflections so that you can go back to them and make sense of them in the next few minutes. So I'm not going to delay anymore. Once I think we've got quite a few people here, I'd love to get you to know what we will cover today. So today we will cover some of the common myths about purpose that are holding all of us back if we don't know the truth behind them. And I will tell you the truth behind them. And of course, I want to show you through my story a simple yet very powerful model of how to pinpoint your purpose, and a sneak peek into my tried and tested methodology that I use with my clients in order to get them to find their purpose. I will give you access to a special offer I have for you today, but also a bonus if you stay till the end. And the bonus looks something like this. This is my exclusive client cheat sheet to help you reflect on your learnings from today. And we will be keeping an attendee list. So stay till the end so that you can claim this bonus today. So some house rules, because I think it's important to have some rules when we are so many people together. So no mobile phones unless you're joining from a mobile phone. Hey, the whole point is that I want you to be here and present. It's not a work meeting. So let's actually be here, concentrate here so that you can learn something and take it away and share it with other people. I would love you to keep your questions for the end so that I can get through the content, and then I will spend as much time as you need from me to answer all your questions that may have come up throughout the session. And in order to do that, you know where you were writing on the chat, hello, Agathi from Athens. So you can see the right message little bubble on your chat. So this is where to put your chats and the questions I'll be asking you, the answers, and if you want to talk or put some comments. Malina from Romania, welcome on board. Gary from London, Leonidas, welcome, good evening. So this is where you're going to be putting the chat, so everybody knows how to use the chat. Now, if you've got a question though, I would love you to click on where the question mark grayed out item is, button is, and then it says ask question. If you click it, let's do it all together, you will be able to turn it into a little blue. Okay, so if you've got a question that I cannot answer because I'm going through, then put it there so that we can come back to it at the end of the session, and I promise we will go through all the questions. Okay, so everybody understand that? Yeah. Raise your hand or give me a thumbs up in the chat. Yes, in the right chat, not in the question mark chat. Yeah, Vanya, hello, welcome on board. Hara from Thessaloniki, beautiful. Tassos, yes. Got it. Let's go. Rocket. Yo. Beautiful. And of course, I want you to participate in the chat and the poll. So definitely make sure now you know how to use the chat and the questions, okay? And this is because I want you to show me some energy. I know it's going to be, a webinar and we won't have the interaction, but that's not going to be the case today. So I want you to be fully present here and show me your energy. Give me your responses. Okay, so put a yes just to make sure you understood the house rules and that we can move on. Hello, Sim from London. Purpose clarity. Welcome. Elena, yes. Paul says yes. Alina says yes. Give me a yes. Linda, beautiful. We've got some yeses. Do you understand the house rules? Betty says yes. Beautiful. Yes, and a heart. Stella. Tomas, beautiful. Excellent. So let me get started. So as we're going to be spending the next 1 hour together, I think it would be good to give you a little bit of an intro about myself. So after a decade working in business consulting, I found myself feeling exhausted, miserable. I was stuck, lost, and really lacking career direction. Anyone has ever felt this way before? Give me a thumbs up or a yes if you have ever felt like that. Not just right now, but it can happen to a lot of us. It's a career, it's a long career, and sometimes it can happen. So that was me. And really thank you for your honesty, the ones who are saying yes, thank you. So as you can imagine, after a long period of hesitation, and this has carried on, right? And I didn't know how to change it at the time. I really didn't. And there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of fear, a lot of drama, shall we say. I decided to quit. And I don't recommend this in general. This is not the only solution, but all I'm saying is that I didn't know otherwise back then, okay? I just didn't have the support, didn't know where to look for it. That's why I had to quit eventually. The reason why I quit was because I decided to re-architect my career without, though, having a plan B as it goes, because I didn't know what to do. And boy, it took me 18 long, painful months to figure out this damn thing called purpose. And really, the reason I'm saying that is because I don't want you to have to go through this alone. You don't have to suffer on your own, and it doesn't have to be this way. And I didn't know that back then, but now I do. And eventually I did find my purpose, and I'll show you how. And I told my story in a TEDx talk. So a couple of us have seen the TED talk. So thank you very much. And you know exactly how. But I also, as a result, founded Eudaimonia, which is my company that is welcoming you today. And since then, I had the honor to serve many, many, many people with an identical journey as mine, and really impact bigger audiences in a way that I never thought I would before. And you can see some of the pictures. Here's the TEDx talk where I told my story, and here are some of the bigger audience impact events that I have done and training gigs. And I'm telling you this because I want you to start seeing the world through my eyes. And I want you to imagine a world where nobody can shortchange you from your full potential, okay? If you know and live by your purpose, then no one can trade your confidence for salary and security. You will have the confidence to know you are enough right now, even if you're not there yet, but right now, to take and choose a career you want. And Eudaimonia is an ancient Greek word for those of us who are not Greeks and don't know what it means. And it means fulfillment. And I chose this word specifically for my company because I was looking for fulfillment, right? I was looking to realize my full potential through my career. And that option didn't seem possible back then because I didn't know the tools I know today. So I chose this word as my company name, as you can see, because it also translates to human flourishing. And this is exactly the world I want to create with Eudaimonia. A world where flourishing is a birthright bestowed upon everyone. So here is my why: to democratize human flourishing. This is my purpose. And what I do is I empower time-starved, high-flying professionals to realize their full potential at work. And I do that from helping them find their purpose all the way to architecting a fulfilling career. And as you can imagine, there are a few steps that need to be taken there. And how I do it? Through coaching programs. I have found this is the best intervention to support professionals like that who were in my position before and unfold purpose for them step by removing consistently every obstacle that they find along the way, and mainly their mindset related obstacles. So I really want them to experience full joy, success, and impact through the work that they do. And why it works? Well, because it was trial and error. We took about 7 years to figure out with my clients, to refine our proven method. And it took over 250 clients now to find purpose with them and help them through this journey. So I really want to share how I do that with you today. But that's enough about me. I want to find out a little bit more about you. So curious about you. So if we can get the poll up, please. I really want to know, which mindset do you actually have at work? So Dan Pontefract, I can never say his name properly, he clearly defined 3 mindsets in which we might find ourselves and how we relate to our work. Okay, and the point is that you can have. Oops, can we go a little bit? Yeah. So hopefully you can guys see the job, the career, and the purpose mindset. So the job, before you vote. So before you vote, the job mindset is when you're clocking in and clocking out from work. It's the paycheck mentality, right? Performing your duties in return of compensation and nothing more. Now, the career mindset is slightly more interesting, and it focuses on you advancing or increasing your salary, your title, your power, your team size, perhaps, or your sphere of control within your role. And the purpose mindset is when you're absolutely feeling passionate, innovative, and committed, and having an outward looking focus in serving a broader organization that you're serving, or the key stakeholders that are involved in this type of work. And your professional purpose feels more aligned to your personal purpose. Okay, so these are the 3 mindsets that Dan Pontefract has defined. And I want you to tell me where you are now. Okay, not where you want to be, but where you are now. And the reason why I'm saying now is because we all tend to outgrow our roles at some point, right? We all have been there. We're not going to always remain a student. We want to start working. And after our first job, we want our second job. And then we may become managers. And then we may want to try something different. We may want to expand our roles, right? So start voting and tell me where you are right now. And there's no shame wherever you may be. This is just anonymous. As you can see, a poll is anonymous. So let us guys know where you are now. It's nature's process to grow. So let me know, how do you feel about work? How do you relate to your work just at this point in time? Excellent. I think we've got 10 more people to vote. Still pondering, perhaps? Keep going, keep going. 9 more people to vote. No more? Any more movement? No? Yes. Job, career, or purpose. Where are you now? Have we all finished? Give me a yes if we have. Good. I will end up voting because there's no more movements. So 1 more person. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to share the results now. I think we've got the majority of people voting. There's a few more coming through. Excellent. So hopefully I'm going to share the results. Can we all see them? Give me a yes if you can. Yes. So as you can see, the majority of us currently, it's just a point in time, we have a career mindset. So what we're trying to do is we're focusing on increasing or advancing our role within the existing organization that we are, our salary, our title, our power, our team size, or our sphere of control. And this is healthy. All these mindsets are healthy. We find them, we will all go through them, as I said. And no matter which mindset you choose, I want you just to keep in mind that we still be pursuing our purpose. They're not non-exclusive. Okay, just remember that. And let me now slowly start delivering on the promises I've given you when you joined the webinar. Just want to know where you are mindset wise and, how do you relate to your work? So let me now go back to my slides. So that was that. So deadly myths about purpose, I promise. And I want to tell you the truth about them. So purpose. A lot of people have these misconceptions about purpose, and they're actually deadly. So a lot of people say that finding purpose is complex. It is not. It is actually simple. You'll see how in a moment. I'll show you the model. But let me just say it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. But I will show you exactly how to do it in a moment. So hold on with this one. Let's go to the next one. The other myth that people actually say is that purpose takes long to figure out. Well, one of my case studies, she managed to do that in just 2 months, less than 2 months. So with focus and a process, she figured it out. Okay. And I want to tell you that you don't have to take 18 long months really lost in existential crisis. This was only because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Okay. And I didn't have any support. Another common lie about purpose is that it is a pure coincidence to come across it at work. Well, thanks to the trust and the commitment of my clients, I can tell you that we have proven a tried and tested method that helps you choose a career that feels right and maximizes your potential. You don't need to rely on your good luck anymore. I have made finding purpose a step-by-step proven process that anyone can follow. You'll see. Okay, so I'll show you that towards the end of the webinar. Now, the other myth that's very dangerous is that purpose is synonymous to goals. Well, it's not. So listen properly. Purpose is the basis, your reason why for your goals. And goals are the results that you want to achieve because of your purpose. So let me just say this again. Purpose is the basis. It's your reason why for your goals. So goals are the results you want to achieve because you hold in your heart your purpose. Okay? So very different things. They're not the same thing. They must align, yes, but they're not the same thing. The other thing that I keep hearing all the time is follow your passion. Well, very different things. Yes, do follow your passion, but purpose is very different to passion. So despite what you may have heard so far, yes, you need passion because it gives you fuel and motivation, but purpose is so much more than passion, okay? Because purpose encompasses duty, dedication, contribution, and discipline, a lot of it. Now, the other thing that people keep saying is that purpose is this one thing that you need to find, and this is going to be for the rest of your life, and that's it. You just need to find it, and that's it. Well, purpose is not one thing to start with, so shed that. It's not one role for life. It's not the right career. It's not a job title. It's not an industry. What is it then? It's your honest truth right now. Write it down. Purpose is your honest truth right now. However it may look like, however it may sound like. It's your personal thing. And it can have many facets, by the way. Okay? And you can find it in almost every profession you choose. And I tend to tell this story. So my Italian client, he calls me La Maestra. And for the Italians in the house, if there are any, you know that Maestra means teacher in Italian. And he's right, because for me, my purpose is democratize human flourishing. So I could be a teacher in a school doing that, and I think that would be a very useful thing to do. And I'd take any opportunity to do that anytime. I could do that in a company, okay? I could be in HR, I could be coaching, which is exactly what I do right now, or in a group webinar like this. Or you could even plonk me on the moon and I would be teaching. My true essence would be teaching something meaningful. So anywhere you put me, I will find a way to do that one thing, which is democratize human flourishing. And it may look different anywhere you put me. And finally, purpose is not owed. We think that purpose is going to come to us. People owe it to us, maybe perhaps at work, people owe to help us find out what it is. Well, no employer or somebody else owes you your purpose. You're fully responsible to earn your purpose by discovering yourself. So who is ready for some inner discovery? Give me some yeses in the chat because I had a long monologue. So show me some energy. Come on. Yes. Give me some yeses. Yes, they're coming through. Excellent, Eleni, Sophia, Alice, beautiful. So I promise I'm going to show you a simple and powerful model to pinpoint your purpose and break it down to its core elements. But before I tell you this, let me tell you a little bit about what happened after I quit, which was the 18 long, painful, frustrating months. So as I said, when I quit, 18 painful months followed of frustration and disorientation. Yes. And I decided to go home to Japan. You can see, half Japanese. And guess what? Despite being home and being with my family and being in a comfortable setting, I was actually deeply unhappy. Okay. And according to my parents, I was not even easy to be around. So I was very irritable, shall we say. That's a mild way of calling my frustration and my lashes out to my parents. See, I was believing that purpose was owed to me by that point, right? So my mom really felt for me. She's a Japanese one. And she said, at some point, she said nicely, "You haven't found your Ikigai. That's it, really, isn't it?" And I said, "What's that? What's that? What's that word?" So she said to me, "Well, Ikigai in Japanese means the reason for being, the reason for living." And I never heard of this before, so I literally thought she was swearing at me because I was so unbearable. So I had to double check because she said it in a very calm way, but then it kind of, I was, getting annoyed about it. So she explained that people in Okinawa, the tropical islands of Japan in the very south, are known to live a long and happy life. I was like, okay. So Okinawa, she said, Okinawa is amongst the 5 blue zones in the world. So what are the blue zones? Icaria, which is a Greek island, Costa Rica, Sardinia, and California apparently belong to the blue zones. And people in the blue zones, turns out they know their Ikigai and they live a long life. So I was sold. I was like, okay, jump on a flight amongst the monsoons of Japan in October. And this is where I found myself. So I flew there. And I definitely can say I found a tropical paradise in Japan. This is Kabira Bay. And if anyone wants to go, you ping me. I'll tell you exactly where it is. But the thing is that I didn't find my Ikigai, because Ikigai is not some magical place in the tropical island somewhere lovely where you go and meditate and you find it. Ikigai is actually within us. And, nice a trip, but no thanks. Looking back, really, the only thing that really made sense to me back then on those 18 months was my gym and my coaching sessions. I was practicing as a coach at the time. And despite having a lot of other things to be doing, such as looking for a job, for example, practicing my Japanese. I had a massive list, update my CV, figure out what I want, for example. I had essays to write for my coaching course and all these other stuff, amongst panicking about my declining bank account. I was going a little bit like this. I just couldn't find any meaning in them. So I just wasn't doing them. I couldn't wake up to do them things. I was just looking forward to my gym and my coaching sessions. And the reason why I'm sharing this story with you is because I want you to start paying attention to what you find meaningful. Because when we start doing that, when we start paying attention to what we find meaningful, there is actually no drama. There is only truth in there. So show me by hands. Yes, thank you very much for the hearts. So who wants to know how to find their Ikigai? I want to see some yeses in the chat, just making sure that you're there and I'm not talking on my own. Yes, please. Yes. Artemis Ioannis, Stella, beautiful. So I may as well show you then. Right, so this is the simple model. And Mary, you are in the Q&A, so make sure you switch on the chat, on the little bubble rather than the question mark on your chat. So here is the simple Ikigai model. And it consists of 4 key questions that are represented as circles. And these are what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And in the sweet spot in the middle, where all the circles overlap, lies our meaning, according to this model. So looking back, my own personal struggle of finding purpose led me to my calling. And fast forward, coaching and well-being are the cornerstones of what I stand for in this lifetime. And I know this is true because it resonates so deeply, right? And the only difference between a purpose seeker and a purpose leader who lives by their purpose is the choice to actually honor our purpose once we know it. So I want you now to start scratching the surface on your Ikigai. And I want you to start typing in the chat your top 3 talents, your top 3 strengths and talents. Don't overthink it. Just tell me what you're good at. Now, start typing. What are you good at? Top talents. Whatever comes to mind first. Just the top 3. Someone is typing. Waiting. Artemis, organizing, painting, animals. Sophia says, don't overthink it. Just give me some 3 talents, strengths. People come to you for what? Paul, analysis, leadership, teamwork. Christina says, listening, holding space for others. Georgia, organized, honest, hardworking. Tassos, analytical, inquisitive. Family. Linda, teaching, beautiful. Mary, communication, creative, detail. Listening, yes. Christina, empathy, communication, teamwork. Amazing. Leonidas, empathy, analysis, introspection. Give me some more. I know you've got more. Dimitris, analysis, persistence. I love that. Listening. Vanya, supporting creativity, supporting change. Beautiful. We need you in organizations, Vanya. Gary, listening, thinking outside the box. Yo, motivation. Linda, patience. That is gold. Paul says organizing. Eleni, modeling, design, adapting, research, analyze, empathy. Yes, empathy, such a rare gift. Haras is sales, creativity, listening. Beautiful. Ioannis, being analytical, supporting others, and being creative. Yes. What else do we have? Alice, teamwork, creativity, compassion. Compassion is very much a needed soft skill in the workplace. Stella, empathy and support. Sophia, curiosity. Yes. Inclusivity, perseverance. Come on, you've got more talents. Give me some more. Sophia says curiosity, inclusivity, and perseverance. Any more? I know somebody's typing. Take a couple more. Agathi, writing, communicating, being creative. Yes. So look at how many talents and strengths we've got amongst us right now and what we could do if we were all aligned towards the same purpose. Hayan says problem solving. Yes. Technical leadership, that's also very, very important, and empathy. Now, combine technical leadership and empathy and problem solving. Beautiful skill sets to have. Thank you so much, guys. Awesome. So we've started the process of Ikigai. Let's go to the next one. What are your interests and passions? What do you love doing? Give me 3 points that you love doing. Hobbies, perhaps. Things you end up researching when you're procrastinating. I tend to do that a lot, and I'll tell you my secret. When I procrastinate, I start obsessing about bathroom tiles. I like all the patterns and stuff. Don't ask. Toilets, all of it. So what are yours? What are your secrets? No, what are your passions? I meant to say interests. What do you end up doing when you're procrastinating? Linda, traveling, cooking, golf, personal development. Leonidas, technology, psychology, nature. Sophia says astrology and anatomy. Wow. Alina, psychotherapy, self awareness, understanding others. What an interesting hobby to have. Sim, health, psychology, tech. Beautiful. Lillian, baking, advising people, hiking. Linda says writing, Tassos, politics and reading. Beautiful. Sophia, music, traveling, photography, communication with people, says Hara. Eleni, creation, nature activities, politics. Dimitri says researching about almost everything. Wow. Chess, running. Stella, games, books, gardening, writing, learning languages. Whoa. Gary says running, nature, spirituality. I'm into that as well. Agathi, reading, art, swimming. Georgia, design and traveling. Hayan, sports, food, and people. Artemis, nature, crafts, and photography. Paul says yoga. And we've got a couple more coming. So, what are your interests? What are your passions? What do you love naturally? You don't have to question, you just do it. Given the freedom, what do you end up doing? Improvisation, says Vanya. Dance. Yes, I love dancing as well. Learning new things. Absolutely. We have a hunger for learning new things, don't we? We have to follow our passions, right? So this is the adage holds strong. You have to follow your passions. They're part of your Ikigai. Sophia says cycling. Ioannis, reading, photography, learning new skills. Ooh, we've got quite a creative crowd today, huh? And quite a technical one as well, and a lot of leaders already. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Keep them coming through. Now I'm going to take you roaming, connecting to nature, dancing, and yoga. Amazing stuff. Alice, nature, reading, and crafts. Yes, beautiful. So now let me take you to the third element of the Ikigai model, which really tells us where can we add value? What can we get paid for? So think of some skills you have that, whether you like them or not, or whether you would actually pursue them as a career or not, it really doesn't matter to me right now. We're looking for your purpose. So what are the things that you can reward yourself with, you can sustain yourself with? Because this is about making our purpose and our mission sustainable, right? We need to get paid. Otherwise, we cannot sustain families. We cannot meet our basic needs. So what can you add value towards? Where can you add value in the world? What can you be rewarded for? And what skill sets perhaps do you have that can be paid for? That you can claim a career with, or you can do a job on. Is it development, software development? Is it languages? What is it? Tell me what your skills are that you can be paid for. Personal care assistance, writing and reviewing articles, analysis, organizing, leading. Gary says financial advice. Beautiful. We need some of that. Yes, please. What else? What else? Rati, writing and storytelling. Now that is beautiful. Hayan, technical skills, consulting, problem solving, you said before. What other skills do we have? IT expertise, emotional consulting. Now I want to know about that. Sophia, counseling, trauma. Beautiful. Linda, tech support, leadership, healthcare. Paul says property development. Thank you. That's interesting. Languages, writing, consulting, child caring. Beautiful. Eleni, architectural design, 3D modeling, presentation, graphics, editing. I mean, look at the skills that we have and we don't normally recognize, right? Unless on a CV. Do we sit there thinking, okay, how can I utilize it? Where else can I take this and put this into use? Graphic design and photography, says Hara. Georgia says communication, customer relationships. That's important. Problem solving. Alina says team communication, counseling, cultural change. Mariantina, corporate sustainability strategies. Yes. And we need to educate our corporations to do that better. That's for sure. And there's a hopefully lucrative industry out there for you. Hara, yes, graphic design, photography. Did I miss anything? Cultural change, Alina, that's huge. And I know how difficult that is. You've got the right skills though, team communication and counseling. Powerful, powerful trio there. Give me some more. I know somebody's typing. Mary, inspiring people, now instilling motivation in people's hearts, putting ideas into practice, making them come alive, connecting people with people, ideas, and products. Beautiful. So look at how many skills we've got collectively. I'm fascinated, and we've got more coming. So beautiful. And the last element of Ikigai, we're just scratching the surface here, okay? I want you to understand that, but it's so deep and so, I'm fascinated. Keep them coming. The last bit is, what does the market and world need? So where do you see problems that you deeply care about? Okay, I want you to tell me not problems that the world has out there that you should care about. I don't care about what you should care about. I care about what you deeply care about. The ones that make you stop and say, okay, one day I need to do something about this, don't I? How can I do it? So these are the problems I want you to share with me on the chat right now. Might be one, it might be two, it might be many. Start putting them on the chat. What does sensitize you to the bone? What does make you stop and think, boy, I wish I could change that. If I could change this, I'd be a happy person. Tell me what you want to solve in this world. And I'm not looking for accuracy. I'm not going to come back to you on that. Let's just have some fun here. Sophia says environmental issues. Paul says climate change and financial inequality. Gary, corporate greed. Wow. Okay. I love the phrasing, huh? Agathi, children suffering. Totally. And especially, children that, are not protected in areas in third world and perhaps even in developed countries. That's just poverty erasing. Powerful words coming through. I'm really moved today. Supporting children. Homelessness, Elias. Totally. Without a home, without a home and a purpose, absolutely, big problem to solve. Kindness, Artemis says. Alina, lack of self-awareness, that's huge. Lack of meaningful relationships, lack of knowledge of our emotional environment. Oof. Now we've opened some big problems that people want to solve. Sim, quality of life, better connection between people, health, non-invasive procedure to cure illnesses. Wow. Eleni, fairness, equal access to resources and equal distribution, fight homelessness and hunger, psychological support. Stella says environmental issues, helpless elder people, not just the children now, elder people as well need our help. Marintina, business, not using sustainability, thank you, as an excuse while doing business as usual. For how long does this need to be an excuse, right? Look at what we can solve together. And some of you have very, very similar sensitivities. Georgia, lack of real and honest relationships and communication because people are scared to be authentic. Ioannis, access to technology and information. Yes. Technically, we have any information, right? But there's so much of it that we don't know how to access it properly. Mary, everyone to feel happy, safe, and valued in the workplace so that they can thrive. Mary, we need to team up. Girl, we need to do that. Valentina, lack of real and honest relationships. Yes, big heart to that. Totally. So look at, thank you. So look at how many things really your heart beats for, okay? And how you can utilize your strengths, your passions, your value and skills in order to start resolving them directly or indirectly, okay? So just hold that thought for a few moments. Haram, environmental issues and education. And we've got more coming. Beautiful, guys. Really, you've moved me today. These are deep stuff and great participation. Linda says, better healthcare system for everyone, more programs for people who are unable to pay for counseling. We need that. We all need counseling and therapy. I keep saying that, and I still believe that, and I'm a big fan of those myself. So thank you so much, guys, for amazing participation. Can we give yourselves a round of applause? In your own time, keep clapping. So I want to just share the aha moments, first of all, that I'm having thanks to your sharings, but also the aha moment when I realized personally that my Oriental culture, my Japanese culture with the Ikigai, the concepts that unfolded on my trip there, and my mom swearing at me. And when I read this quote from Aristotle that says, "Where your talents and needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation." And it was striking to me when I realized and put the two together that humans, since 2.5 millennia ago, at least this is the record, yeah, always had the need to do meaningful work, to do fulfilling work. And these are the attempts and the evidence that people have left behind on their thoughts about the subject. So really, I have a question for you. What is your purpose? Because if you could answer that, wouldn't you just have fulfillment and joy and impact at work? So, who would like, I want you to put in the chat, who would like to be able to answer this question in one sentence and without a second thought, without hesitation, at a cocktail party? Show me some yeses. Supporting others. Yes, that's your purpose. Yes. Paul says thumbs up. Sim, hell yeah. Gary, yes. Eleni, I wish I could, but I have no clue. You will in a moment. You will in a moment. Stella says thumbs up, hara. Mary, yes. Totally, totally. I'd love to congratulate you for you are a purpose seeker. And we already have some statements coming through. My purpose is to share people's story in a way to connect with others. We already have our first Ikigai statement, guys. Give Sophia a round of applause, please. Give her some love. Give her some hearts. And we had another one coming up earlier, which I cannot scroll to, I'm afraid. Was it from Eleni? No. It was from, I can't scroll up, guys, but there was another one up front. So yes, give them some love. Yes, we've got them coming through. Taking some moments to put the puzzle together is all you need, and give yourself that time, okay? Excellent. So now, some real Ikigais from some of my clients, and I want to tell you a little bit about the story. So Elena, to end human suffering. When this happened, she was in tears. So Elena, from the first moment, her strongest values were freedom and justice. She left her job in finance, lucrative job in New York, and now she's pursuing this. So watch out. I'm scared of her. She is determined. Now for Kate. Kate wants really, her purpose is to care for young people. And a lot of you mentioned that already, from disadvantaged backgrounds, to create change through sustainable opportunities for them. And for Kate, it's the last stretch of her career, and she wants to make it count. And the beauty that we discovered is that in her journey, she didn't have to change significantly where she was going. All her career, she connected the dots in the past, and all she needed to do is just realign where she's going in the future. And this happened to her within less than 2 months. She's the one who found her purpose like this. When we put the dots together, she just couldn't believe that actually it was always there, but she just never has seen it. It was just there, and she was also in tears. It tends to happen when we find purpose. It resonates so deeply that it opens up all the channels that were blocked for us before. And normally it's not a surprise. We normally know already what our purpose is. It's just as within us. Mark, make people believe in technology. So Mark's magic really lies in inspiring trust and enabling people through technology. And those who feel threatened by it, especially, when big digital transformations happen in organizations and you have to use a new tool and all of that. So there's a lot of people who resist it and feel threatened by it because they might lose their jobs and so on. So he deeply cares about empowering these people and giving them the confidence they need so that they can utilize technology and make it a tool to support them in their daily work. And he, for example, has chosen to actually remain within his organization and enable himself to authentically pursue his purpose by helping others, empowering people, and make people believe in technology. So there's different ways in which we can actually pursue our purpose when we realize it. And of course, mine, which is to democratize human flourishing. And this purpose really, so for me at least, that it led me to decisions that I never thought I would take before, like write a book, which I don't recommend to anyone. It's so frustrating. And for example, doing this webinar, which I actually enjoy. So I didn't know I would enjoy doing webinars until I had to actually do them. But the point I want to share here is that these ikigais, these statements didn't happen by accident. People didn't come across them like this. These guys committed to put in the work week after week. They did not sit there sobbing about how unfulfilled they are at work and how unfair life is to them and how their manager is not helping them realize their full potential. None of that. They took action. It was frustrating at times, as everything can be, but we got to their slow burning desire. We got to their essence. We found their why. And finding meaning is the single most important ingredient for us to realize our full potential. And now that you know the art of the possible, who would like to know how exactly I get my clients there? Give me some yeses or give me some thumbs up so that I know you're actually still here and you're interested in knowing how I do that. I'm getting the thumbs up and the yeses, they're coming all through. Excellent. So let me take you through the Flourish journey, what I call a homecoming journey to finding purpose. And forgive me, but I am an ex-consultant and I love a fish diagram, okay, fishbone diagram. So you've already started working on the 4 steps of the Ikigai, okay? These are the tried and tested methodology that I'm showing you here. And you've already started on your Ikigai with the 4 key questions. And I guess the thing I need to say here is that when I work with my clients, we go 2 levels deeper on the Ikigai. We just scratched the surface today, okay? And I help them completely decompose their Ikigai to its components and synthesize it back up with certain questions and certain methods in which we work. So we go much, much deeper because it's such a deep model that we can really harness a lot of the information that comes with it. Mariantina, yes. The second step really is finding who you are. And it's okay to have your purpose, which is your Ikigai, but the next thing is you need to really know who you are. And how do you know that? By finding your values. And if we've got any coaches in the audience, they will know that values are the single most important decision-making tool for your life and your career. And most people go around life not knowing what their values are. But we go deep, and I have a very unconventional method in which I do it. And probably most coaches and psychotherapists might cringe when they see how I do it, but we get to the bottom of it and to the core of them. And these are the values that hold my clients accountable for the rest of their life to make the right decisions for them every single time. So we discover that compass that will help you do this for the rest of your life. Now, step 3 is impact. And I really touch it on my methodology, on my Flourish methodology, because a lot of people come to me and they say, Christina, I just want to make an impact. And I'm like, okay, tell me about it. And nobody knows what that impact is, of course, especially if you don't know your purpose, you don't know the impact because they're related. But the problem is that impact has become such a fluffy word. And I won't let you go away from my course thinking that you know impact by saying just impact. We will quantify impact to its bits, and we will make sure that you know exactly what is the legacy you're going to leave behind in this world if you are to pursue your purpose seriously. So you cannot say I'm on purpose without knowing exactly what you're going to bring to the world, what you're going to give birth to this world. Okay. So Prince Harry is now Chief Impact Officer. Yes, because he knows exactly the impact he needs to create in the world, right? So absolutely no fluff with us when you work on this. So we will envision your impact, we will make it happen. This will be the legacy you leave behind. It's beyond career, it's beyond industry, it's your impact as you. And last but not least, finally, it's all good and great talking about these big ideas that we quantify and we make them very specific and solid, but I will help you create a roadmap that is versatile enough in your career so that you can connect the where you are now, wherever you may be in your career, it really doesn't matter where you are now, with where you want to go, which is your Ikigai, your direction, right? And the impact you want to create. So it's all good and great, but unless you know the roadmap, the map of how to get there and how to make those changes along the way, then you'll be lost and all the work we would have done would have been pointless. And as you are here and now you know how I help, exactly the steps I take to help my clients get there, I would like to share with you a special offer. So I put together an exclusive group course so that you can benefit from the wisdom that me and my clients have suffered to gain in the last 6 years. So would you be open for me to share a little bit more about the special offer I have put together for you? Just give me some signs that you are still here. And if, of course, you're interested. I see some yeses coming through. Thank you very, very much, guys. So I took each step, as you can see, the Ikigai values, impact, and roadmap that you have seen on the Flourish journey, and I made it into a 2-hour intensive group session where I will take you through practical exercises there and then to answer your questions live. So although you will have homework, I will get you to start questioning and answering those questions for you and for yourself with others in the live sessions that we will be doing. And this is not just an on-demand self-learning video course where I have some videos and I say, okay, good luck, off you go, and you never complete the course. How many of us have been to Udemy courses that are exactly like that, where you never complete them? Give me some yeses, because I know the pain. Have hundreds of them in my account and I've never completed them, and I know how that is. No support, no accountability to complete them. Yes, we know that. So I know that life happens. So I will keep you on track week after week. We're going to do it all together, step by step. That's what I'm here for. In case you're wondering what these dates are, they are on a Tuesday. Why Tuesday? Because Purpose Tuesdays are our Tuesdays. So for the next 10 weeks, starting next week, consider 7 till 9 p.m. UK time your Purpose Tuesday. And every other Tuesday, as you see on the gray areas here, on the 27th of April onwards, I will be hosting a live Q&A session for you where you bring your homework and we answer your questions on your homework, and we do it together, step by step. As I said, full support, no homework and getting lost in existential crisis on your own and leaving the course and stuff like that. None of this happens with me. I'm here for you every single Tuesday to get you there. So really, finally, for the webinar attendees only, you'll see in a moment, I give a bonus one-to-one session as well, so that we can collect your thoughts and all your exercises that we would have done to bring it together. You have one-to-one to start off and one-to-one to wrap up. But I'll give you a bonus one-to-one session because you attended today if you book today. So think of it as 11 touch points of 2 hours in 10 weeks to tackle you from every single angle, no escape, in order for you to find your purpose. And look, guys, this is unique because you've already experienced the power, just a tiny bit of the power of the group and the accelerated learning that can come with it by simply witnessing how other people think, right? And what sparks joy in them, right? And what makes them come alive, and what their passions are, and what their procrastination points are, and what are the problems that they want to solve in the world. And there's so much common ground already. So imagine when you interact with these people, when you connect further with these people, how much more these ideas can mature within you and how many avenues you can start seeing of applying those ideas in real life. I want us to succeed together, and that's why this is a group course. So if I can click, excellent. So as you can see, given the full support and attention that you will be getting in the next 10 weeks, this group course real value is £3,000. But I guess my epiphany happened when I realized that I cannot possibly fulfill my purpose and democratize human flourishing if my offering is not accessible to people. So once a year, this happens only once a year, I only launch once a year. To honor my purpose, I'm offering this package for 450, which is a fraction of its true value. Plus, if you decide to book with me by midnight tonight, you get a bonus free private one-to-one session that I mentioned with me for free, which you can utilize at any time to get extra support in anything you want throughout the course. And all of my attendees last year got the bonus course because the bonus one-to-one session because they booked by midnight today. So the last thing I want to say here is that it's totally risk-free as well. Because if you attend the first one-to-one session, the kickoff, and the first group session, and both of them are worth £500 alone, and you decide this is not for you, right? I don't enjoy the group, I don't enjoy, the method, whatever, I will not ask any further questions. You get all your money back, no questions asked, so you can consider it a gift from me. So really, there is no risk in booking and making sure you pursue your purpose. So I want to ask you, what if you could have an expert who has gone through this before, but also has helped more than 250 clients go through the same identical journey with you, okay? And not only that, have a group of peers that are seeking their Ikigai as well and are going to hold you through the frustrating moments along the way. So you're not going to be alone. Because remember, I want to create that community for you through my exclusive group program. And now this is the best time to get involved. I only launch this once a year. And another thing that I want you to know is that Eudaimonia is so small at this point in time, right? I'm such a small company, so your success directly matters to me. My reputation as a business depends on you finding your purpose by the end of this. And I wouldn't dare to promise this unless I could actually do it for all of my clients beforehand. And look, I will be here. I will be here week after week to support you and keep you accountable. But also you will have your fellow purpose seekers apply the necessary peer pressure because, hey, you don't want to be left behind, right? It's amazing what peer pressure can do for us. We're mostly competitive creatures and we end up, not wanting to remain behind. You wouldn't like that, would you? And I want you to consider, if you know that there is more to life than this, okay? And if you know your dreams deserve better than this, than just becoming regret, and if you are committed to finding your purpose and honoring it, I will get you there in 10 weeks solid. And it's all good and great, but don't take my word for it. I found, the program thought-provoking, says Leah Barbopool, easy to follow and surprisingly effective. She saw results in a short time frame, and it was a great supporting environment and really worth the investment. I wish I had done it sooner. And, within a few weeks, she got the clarity that she has been looking for years. You can go and find those client testimonials on Trustpilot, Eudaimonia Coaching UK, to check them out for yourself. You can contact these people as well if you want. Abby says, simply mind-blowing. The way of seeing opportunities in my life has changed by doing this course. I achieved my long-term goal faster with Christina. His long-term goal was, he was already a business owner and it wasn't his purpose. So we helped him literally systemize his business to 1 to 2 hours per day so that he can start his 2 businesses, which are actually aligned with his purpose. Okay, so when you know your purpose, you have no excuses anymore. You just get things done. And this is what Avi exactly has done. And he shares that here with us. And Gert is a property developer, but he was being completely distracted with doing other things that were not fulfilling because he felt he had to do them for whatever reason in his life. And I got him back to doing what exactly his heart was meant to do. What was his purpose? It's a well-structured course, he says, but also a personal road that gives you a lot of insights about yourself. And as we said, there's no other way to do that unless, you are pursuing your own personal purpose. So I now have clarity on my professional road that I have to take. Trust the process. So my promise to you is that finding purpose is simple, not easy, But if you commit to follow my proven process and allow me to support you and allow your other fellow purpose seekers to support you, we will find it in 10 weeks solid. I only have a few spaces now because this is the second webinar I'm running. And this is really an intimate setting. So you need to decide now if you are jumping on board. As I said, it's going to be a small group so that actually we can connect with you and we can really go deep on your own Ikigai, person by person. So if you book by tonight, midnight UK time, that's in 4 hours time, you get the bonus one-to-one session with me privately for free. And you have 4 hours to do that. Otherwise, you can book until tomorrow and you don't get the private session with me. So here is the link now on the chat, but also we will see the button very soon. You can go and check it out in your own time after the webinar. And very quickly while you're doing that, these are the joining instructions you're going to get. We're going to send you more details on that. But I really want to keep my promise to you. Last but not least, right? I promise I'm going to share with you the formula to find a fulfilling career. So how purpose actually works and how you can apply it in order to have a fulfilling career and how you can start designing it, right? Who would like to know? Give me a yes, because I had a long monologue sharing with you how the process works. Yes. Beautiful. Hearts and yeses are coming through. So look, guys, here is my formula. It's so simple. So fulfilling career equals ID plus DI. What are those, right? So think of it as 2 dimensions. ID stands for identity. So hopefully that's easy to remember. This is a who you are, okay? And DI stands for direction. And guess what? DI is your Ikigai, is your purpose in the now, okay? So just give me a little bit of an assurance. Is this simple to remember? Just want to check. Is this simple to remember? Put a yes in the chat if it is for you. Simple, right? Yeah. Who will remember this? Fulfilling career. In case you're having a bit of a day at work and you're thinking, oh my God, is this what it's meant to be? People are complicating what fulfilling career is, right? Come back to this formula. It's simple, so simple. So think of the both dimensions. Think both of these dimensions are necessary to architect a fulfilling career, knowing who you are and knowing where you're going, right? So you need to align who you are with your purpose. That's it. And in order to help you actually reflect on that, I would love you to reflect on these 2 questions. So give me in the chat now. The first question reflects the identity dimension. Is my current role and career path maximizing who I am now? Just give me a little bit of a sense check. ID, and then put yes or no, Y or N. Just sense check now for yourself. Is the current role or career path I am in maximizing who I am? Have a little think. Let me know in the chat. Okay, we've got 50-50. That's okay. It's really to sense check in your heart to see where you are, right? It's a reflection. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being honest. I really appreciate that. And the second question really is the DI, the direction, right? So ask yourselves and reflect for me on the chat. Is this role or career path taking me towards what I desire? Give me a yes or a no on the DI. Partially. Yeah. Okay. So some reflection moments there. Thank you very, very, very much for your honesty. Superficially. Okay. So at least you know now there's a few layers deeper to dig, but I want you to remember these 2 questions so that you know when you're lost, when you lost your way. And if you keep asking and answering these questions truthfully within yourself, you will find your way back, because the most important thing about purpose is being honest with yourself at any one point. And it's not about not finding yourself on the wrong side. This is not what I'm saying at all. We all do. I have. And even if I'm doing Eudaimonia, sometimes I find myself being in the wrong places. So I use this formula just to say, okay, why does it feel this way? Can I just check in with myself? Is this project maximizing who I am? Yes or no? And sometimes the answer is no, for me as well, yeah? But also, is this role or career path or project taking me towards what I desire? And sometimes still the answer is no. But what I know is that in order to remain in a fulfilling state of mind, to be in eudaimonia, I need to keep reflecting and keep bringing myself back and being honest with myself. Okay, so I want you to keep those. It's not about shaming you for not having the perfect career right now. That's not the point of this reflection. The point is to keep you honest so that you can come back on track at any opportunity. Okay, this is your way back to fulfillment at any one point. And it wouldn't be a great webinar unless we shared what we learned. So I want everybody to put on the chat now the one thing that they will keep from today's webinar that you would like it to stay with you for the rest of your life. What would you like to keep? Give me some answers in the chat. I want to know what you would love to keep. And while you're doing that, for whomever stayed until now, we have kept an attendee list and you will get your bonus PDF purpose cheat sheet tomorrow on your inbox. So we've got Aristotle, talents, needs, cross, Georgia. Leonida says the ID part, right? Sim, purpose is your honest truth right now. Excellent, Sim. Tassos, re-examine ourselves, Tomas. ID and DI is my new compass. Yo, ID and DI says Hara as well. Artem is questioning myself all the time so that you are honest with yourself. Absolutely, Artemi. Ioani, purpose equals your honest truth right now. Agathi says DI and ID. Purpose is my reason why. Beautiful. Angela, Aristotle's quote on how to make non-fluffy impact. Absolutely, Angela. Linda says being honest with myself all the time. Alice, finding my Ikigai. Beautiful. Stella, honesty and confidence. Sophia says to constantly reflect my current role and career path. What the world needs question seen under the spectrum of what my purpose is. What a beautiful reflection, Eleni. Remember that. Sophia, Stella, to maximize who I am. Yes, to your full potential. Yes, and Eleni likes that. Sophia gives us a heart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So look, to wrap up, I have created this Flourish method based on all the wisdom that my clients and I have gained from our very own purpose journeys. And some of them have been painful until we met and we collided. So my mission, you know my mission, is to transform you into an authentic, honest, powerful leader in your chosen field. It's not about doing woo-woo stuff and going out there and becoming hippies. No, there's different ways to apply your purpose wherever you may be. So let's discover that together. And as you know, the purpose mindset is a very different mindset to the job and career mindset. We did the poll. I truly hope to welcome you on my exclusive group program next week. So please go ahead and book by midnight UK so that you can get your free one-to-one private session with me. Otherwise, you can book at any one time until tomorrow, but you won't get that extra bonus. So that's it. I wanted to thank you so much for your full participation and for your truths and honest, really beautiful thoughts that you shared with us, because it wasn't just, you know, for me and for you. I bet you have helped a lot of others realize how things click, how you think, and how you express that can help so many other people to take permission to do exactly the same in their life. So I want you to promise me that what you learned today, you're going to go and share those concepts with people you love so that there is nobody on this planet that is unfulfilled in this life. I really, really want you to take these gifts and share them with people. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to open for questions. Thank you so much. Says Eleni, was insightful. Mary, thank you. Thank you, guys. That's really, you've done it. I didn't do anything. I just held the space. So I would love you now to ask me any questions you have. Go and check out the page, the link. You can see the button on the top of the Flourish page. And of course, we will put on the links on the chat as well. And if you've got any questions, we'll put some contact links as well. You can contact me on my social media, and you can figure out a question. You can contact me, and I will answer it for you if you don't want to do that. But actually, you can ask me now. Paul asked question, can your purpose change over time? Yes, it can. As we said, it's your truth in the now. So Paul, really, if you feel attracted to something different, if you know that this doesn't resonate with you anymore, if you have a purpose and it doesn't resonate with you anymore, just inquire. The method is exactly the same. It doesn't change. Inquire yourself, just check in. ID and DI, you remember that? And then check in and say, okay, if you get a no somewhere, it's like, oh, what's going on here? What has changed? It's not about shaming. It's about making sure you're connected to yourself. And actually, what your purpose may have been 10 years ago may not be the one now, because it would have evolved, because you have evolved, because what sensitizes you, the direction, the road you have gone down to now is needing to take a different direction. Okay, so absolutely can change, but I wouldn't be worried about that. As I said, purpose is not this one thing. It's not a career for a lifetime. It's you honoring yourself at any one point when you want to do that. Another question. Thank you, Eleni. So do you think we are kind of trapped in the system that does not allow us to fulfill our purposes? I feel this quite often. Look, Eleni, my honest truth is that I felt this way, but I don't want to accept this is the case, because I know my purpose leaders that are out there in the world, example, Mark, Kate, and Elena, they don't feel trapped anymore because they made a decision they won't. And in their own ways, they are pursuing their own ways. I don't think we are trapped in the system personally. What I think is we haven't figured out what we want, and therefore we cannot express it. Because nobody can stop a purpose leader from being authentic when they have found what they want, even if it means they may need to change environments because the environment is not conducive to them being fully authentic. Okay, so really, when you have discovered what your purpose is and you have made a decision to honor it, the rest is really on you. You are responsible. You are not owed it by the system. You have earned it, and therefore you will do anything possible to express that authentic part of yourself fully and realize your full potential as a result. Does that answer your question, Eleni? Just going to check on the chat. Sim says some purposes are easier to monetize than others. Yes and no. Yes and no. I think you can monetize them all in different ways. So it's a matter of really figuring out the roadmap we talked about, right? So it's really bringing it closer to what every one of you, the skill set you've got, your past, your future, how you want it to unfold. There's different ways of doing it. Some of them might be more difficult, but yes, there are ways. And the point is, you're not taking the purpose mindset and the purpose road for it to be easy, right? They're simple, but they're not easy. But hey, what if you rose up to be the purpose leader you always wanted to be? It's not like leaving legacy was always an easy thing to do, right? But hey, what if you could be that person who, despite it not being easy, you would do it anyway? We've got a question here from Tassos. I don't know if that answers your question, Sim and Eleni. Give us a yes in the chat if it has. Tassos says core values can be revealed under pressure. Is it correct? Absolutely. You've got the secret, mate. So yes, our core values is when we really are under pressure and stress, we have to, at those points, revert back to what's important to us. And that's where we discover where our values are. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. So when you're under pressure, instead of blaming others for being under pressure, not being flyby, okay, we discover, okay, is this important enough for me? Do I care enough about it to do something about it? Yeah, this is exactly how we discover our values. Spot on, mate. Well done, Tasso. Another question, Eleni. Yes, thank you, she says. I do not feel it is owed to me, but mostly that it is kind of impossible. It's not impossible. It's simple. It's a process. But I agree with you that you need to find and pursue. This is the only way to know. There's no other way. You have to wear the coat and see if it fits. And if it doesn't, then we adjust. It's a trial and error. It's a trial and error, but it's a rewarding one. And that's the difference. Okay. You will feel fulfilled and frustrated at the same time, but it will be worthwhile. And this is the difference. And we don't want to stress about things that really are not worthwhile for us. That's the difference. Mary says, can your values change over time too? Of course, because you're going to change, you're going to grow. You are going to grow as a person. And the example and experience of that is that we have all felt in our work and how we relate to our work. I've been in the job clocking in and clocking out mindset before because my values have changed. Okay. Career or purpose as well, mindset. So we will change, you will change. And that's why you need the ID and DI tool to keep checking in that you are on track. Because sometimes we go off track, but there's no issue with that. But there's never a straight line. There's always a little bit of a crooked line, but the point is to keep coming back on track, right? Whatever the right track is for us. Thank you, Mary. Any other questions you would like to ask me about either the course or the experience, or perhaps anything that comes to mind or that I may not have had a chance to answer for you today? While I'm taking a little sip, any of our audience? Any questions? No? Any comments? No. I cannot see if anybody's typing. So somebody is typing, so I'll hang on. But yeah, have you gone and checked out their Flourish course? If you have, we are reflecting, I think, says Eleni. Absolutely. I want you to reflect. I think it was quite a lot of information there, hopefully new or valuable information for you to figure out how purpose looks like, right? I mean, it's this big thing, this existential crisis I went into and read books and books and books trying to put things together. But actually, it's a process. Paul says thumbs up. Any questions or any reflections or any points that you found useful? Any questions on the course? It's on Tuesdays. We're slowly starting after Easter, British Easter. Just to remind you again, while somebody is typing, if you book by tonight, by midnight, you get the bonus one-to-one session with me privately. So that's a little bit of an extra help and personal touch point to dig into your purpose and make it align or answer any questions. Of course, you'll have any time to answer any questions throughout the course, but just have that personal attention to your purpose. Tasso says, I started a company for taking children out of education, poverty, but left it. This seems to make a trick to me. Okay, so I want to hear more about that, actually, if we can take it offline as well. But what do you mean by this seems to make a trick to me? Does it bring you alive? Does it, I'm reading it as if this is the thing you always wanted to do, right? So look, don't worry about leaving it. You can always restart it. I'm just going to use a famous example because everybody knows it. Steve Jobs left Apple, or he was made to leave by Apple, but he started the next thing. And guess what? Things happened. Sometimes we have to stop and reflect and come back to it more aware. So I wouldn't, judge for what happened, but reignite your courage and your passion about this and see how you can make it work if this is what you mean, Tasso. I hope I'm reading your question and your comment correctly. If not, please let me know. Valentina says, question about the seminar. I can't see. Yes, for those of us on Facebook, not on Facebook, would there be a LinkedIn group too? We haven't considered that, actually. On Facebook, I would ask you to make just a very quick account on Facebook just for that, if you don't mind. You don't have to add any friends or anything, simply because Facebook has a better functionality for these things than LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is really clunky, but if everyone has LinkedIn and so on, and but we're going to be limited on certain aspects. I can tell from now. So if you could create an account just for that, would be great. If not, then we'll consider what we can do. Eleni, so how often are you doing these courses? I will not be able to follow on Tuesdays this period because I have some other lectures I follow. I do it only once a year. This is the only time I do it once a year, roughly around Easter time, simply because it's such a big thing that we're doing, we're launching and so on, so it's much harder to do it on other times. But we can reconsider. We can talk separately, Eleni, if you want to see what other options you have. So drop me a line, drop me an email if you don't mind, tonight or tomorrow, and let's see what we can do for you. Okay. Was there another comment or Eleni says, but I'm very intrigued. So we can talk about it. Yeah, Joe says, join our Facebook group. That's excellent. And if you want to ask me any questions, just drop me an email on info@eudaimonia-coaching.co.uk, and I can answer any other questions which may be more specific to you. So Eleni, you can drop me a line and we can take this conversation offline. Otherwise, join our Purposeful Career group, and you can always find the team plus me there. You can ask any question you want and we will come to you and answer it for you on Facebook. So unless there's any more questions being typed, I will allow you to go have dinner. Make sure you check out the Flourish seminar. It happens once a year. This is the only time I can do it for a much, much more affordable price point for everyone. Otherwise, I wouldn't be honoring my own very own purpose. Yeah, get in touch. Let us know what you think. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We are most accommodating. Yes, Sim says, oh, thank you. You've been fantastic, she says. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate your participation. You've been fantastic, guys. I'm learning so much. And we've got some amazing, amazing purpose seekers and purpose leaders already in the crowd. Don't you think? Give me a yes if you do. Huge hearts. Let me know what you think. Connect with me afterwards. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know how you will take this knowledge and share it with the world. Many, many, many hugs from the UK to the world. I really, really am grateful to you joining me tonight and making this session as amazing as it became. Thank you, Alina. Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. And of course, for you who stay till the end, we will follow up with a purpose cheat sheet, the ones that my clients work on when we work together on our purpose. So, Leonidas, wonderful session. Thank you so, 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 so much. Leo, take good care, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful night, and do consider the Flourish seminar by tonight so that you get your bonus one-to-one session with me as well. Otherwise, you can join us tomorrow. Thank you. Take good care, guys. Bye-bye.